Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nifty Knowledge YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be on E-League and assessing whether its incorporation into the United States television circuit is a success or a failure. For those of you who don't know, E-League right now has been the largest attempt to incorporate esports video games, for those of you who don't know what esports are also, into television on America. It premieres every Friday night at 10 p.m. and goes on for 2 to 3 hours depending on the match lengths. Now, before I even talk about the ratings, there's been a lot of controversy that's gone on with E-League, not just with the showing on TV itself, but with the casters, the people who are narrating what's going on, and the teams outside of the event. The first of which being the controversy around MoTV and the gambling scandal with CSGO Diamonds. This controversy, of course, has spread towards all of Counter-Strike Global Offensive Gambling, a issue which is still in the news. It's still being discussed today. There are lawsuits still being filed on it and being resolved. It premieres at 10 p.m. and before this video starts, I'm going to say that I'm not here discussing if esports are real sports or not, if video gaming makes you an athlete, anything like that. I don't feel like that's something that should be put into this video. E-League is essentially a video gaming tournament composed of 24 professional teams in the game Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This video is not about the gambling scandal around Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I don't intend on making a video on it. If you want any more information on the gambling scandal than what I give you here, go ahead and look up other videos on YouTube. I know people like John Scarce and Philip DeFranco, H3HC Productions, have done very good videos on the topic. I would recommend you go check them out if you want more information. All I plan to say on the topic in this video is that several larger streamers like T Martin and Syndicate, along with Twitch streamers like Josh OG, have come forward and said that they own stakes in gambling companies and they received money from these companies without actually acknowledging it to their followers, that they were being given money, being given compensation, and that they owned the companies. This, of course, is against FTC regulations, and there are lawsuits being filed against them that are going into court now. The controversy around this also states that Counter-Strike was endorsing the gambling as they're making profit from selling skins, the in-game items that you can put on your weapons to make them look different, make them look unique to your character, that they were making profit from this gambling, which a large part of it was an underage audience that was not allowed to gamble, and a lot of these sites did not request the age of their audience that was gambling, or attempt to prevent any form of underage gambling. A lot of the controversy is that Steam was endorsing this, and despite the fact that it was against the regulations of the Steam subscriber agreement, the agreement that you sign when you create a Steam account, they never really attempted to stop the gambling sites or stop anyone from gambling. Now, there have been other issues with Counter-Strike being the game chosen. There are a lot of people saying that Counter-Strike may not have been the right game to choose. This is the first massive attempt to incorporate video gaming esports into popular American culture, airing it on TV. A lot of people are saying, a lot of groups are saying, that other games may have been better choices. These are games like League of Legends, which is currently aired on television in other countries. It's also much more popularly received. On Twitch, it averages a much larger viewing audience than does Counter-Strike, which is the main platform to base this off of, as that's where the majority of live video game viewing takes place currently. If not League of Legends, then it would be much easier to see a game like Super Smash Bros., something like that, which is currently played competitive, but it's also a very family-friendly game. Kids and parents would like to watch it. There isn't any dispute about blood, gore. It's characters that these kids are growing up with that their parents know, just brawling. No blood, just goofy animations, funny sounds. There's also the attitude of treating it directly like a sport and premiering something like FIFA, something that is based off of a sport and could very easily be taken to be a sport. It's much easier to assimilate into culture. Now, this is not saying that Counter-Strike Global Offensive is not the right game. Every game has controversy around it. Counter-Strike just had a lot of its happen to come out while it was being aired on TV. It is a very well-developed game with a very strong community that has hundreds of thousands, millions of members in it that actively play the game. And surprisingly enough, I haven't even started talking about the viewership. When talking about the viewer count for Counter-Strike Global Offensive on TV, it's best to first think about the fact that this is a well-developed community, this is a well-developed scene, as I previously stated. There are currently what are called majors for the game, which are hosted by its creators, Valve. These majors have a prize pool currently of $1 million. They are hosted 3 times a year, and the average viewer count for them is just over 1 million viewers. On television, E-League registered a viewer count of just over 500,000 viewers for the initial first premiere of it, and then a steady 200 to 300,000 viewer count that has held continually up to this day. Now, with the million people watching the majors, this shows that there is heavy room to grow for this, along with a new audience that emerges once you open it up to television. Now, several larger content creators for the Counter-Strike Global Offensive scene have said that it is a bad idea to incorporate it on television, as the existing scene is entirely internet-based. Everyone watches it from existing viewing platforms on the internet, and so far they've been right. A lot of these people who watch it on the internet have not translated into views on E-League. You're getting about 1 in 5 at most of people who watch it online regularly, watching it on television. However, E-League, which has been scheduled for multiple seasons, and I believe will continue to be scheduled for multiple seasons, is a very bold prospect. It's a very big venture that I think will, in the long run, be very, very good. As you're seeing with games like Pokemon Go, the Nintendo Entertainment System, new things coming out, video games are becoming much more mainstream, and even people who you wouldn't characterize as gamers, you may consider them jocks, you may consider them scientists, you see them playing video games more and more regularly. It's becoming more commonplace in culture. Now, I said I wasn't going to make a video on the gambling scene in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. However, my next video coming out, which will be coming out within a day or two, will actually be on the gambling and Valve attempting to take down the gambling sites in Counter-Strike, which is slightly different. I'll be able to explain the entire situation in the video, including some of the very odd irregularities that exist in the letters. Now, that's about it for this video, guys. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you think that E-League should be on television, if you think that esports should be premiere on television for everyone to see, and I would also love to hear if you have any other suggestions for videos. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. I hope I taught you something nifty.